Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to the Juicebox Heroes podcast. Man, we have the whole band's back together. I've been MIA for a little bit, so I thank the guys for holding it down. But I'm PK, and we got Homer Chris and Sweet B Bones Bryles. Thank y'all for tuning in, guys. How y'all been?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a pretty long week already. So I'm definitely waiting for the weekend. I'm excited. We're finally baseball season is underway. Um, yeah, man, that's about it, man. Browse, how's your week going?
Good. Listen, we got spring training that, pitchers and catchers reported yesterday. That was fantastic. I can't wait to get into that for all of that. League City Little League's kicking off. So that's big fun for Chris and I. And yeah, I can't complain. PK, how you doing, bud?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just was in Bryan last weekend for a volleyball tournament. Finished fifth out of 45, so that was a good way to start the indoor
Nice.
club season.
Very nice.
So, but yeah, and thank the guys again for holding it down, man. It feels like I haven't been on here in like a month, and it's only been like 2 episodes. You know what I mean? So, um, before we get into everything, I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Mikhail. Uh, he's got a elite research company, is what it's called. They do health and longevity, physical and mental performance, and they've got everything you need from peptides to nootropics to performance compounds. So if that interests anybody, please go to eliteresearchusa.com. He will get you set up on whatever you need. So, yeah, man, look, it is spring training baseball. Baseball is finally here. The crack of the bat, the pop of the mitt. We've seen the pitchers and catchers report. We've had some early, not so good news with some, little injuries, little nagging issues that we need to keep an eye out on. But the big thing is that it's baseball season, man, and we are a month, about a little over a month away from this season actually kicking off. Right, we got a lot of things to look forward to going into spring. So let's get this thing started. What you want to go into the injuries real quick, or do you just want to go from there? Go before that.
Now let's go ahead and go through the injuries.
Let's go.
That's what the people came to see.
The biggest one would be Josh Hader, right? That would be the biggest one. And I wouldn't call it an injury at the moment,
right?
But it is bicep inflammation, right? So he is throwing on flat ground, and it's look, Espada talked today, I believe, and he was saying it was either it was day to day, week to week. I mean, that was kind of his response to it. He didn't seem too concerned about it. Hader also said he wasn't too concerned about it. I think for me, the biggest thing is that it's not an elbow, right? Like that for me is a little bit, knowing that, like, okay, it's not the elbow, just maybe just a little bit soreness, but there really wasn't anything said about, missing the opening weekend series. So what do y'all think about the Hader issue?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not the news that you want to start spring training off of. Is the fact that Hader still isn't 100% from last year's injury. So, I mean, that kind of sucks. I mean, but at this point, you're pretty much hoping that he's ready to go here in the next few weeks. I think their first spring training games is like a week and a half. I think it's like the 21st or the 23rd or something like that. Maybe it's the 26th. Yeah, so I mean, so at this point, whatever. I mean, let's just make sure that by the time spring training the games actually start, really at this point, honestly, I really don't care how it goes as long as he's 100% by opening day. I mean, that's all I really care about.
Well, I want to spin it a little bit on the positive side, and I do know that you're right, PK and Chris. You're both right in the fact that it's not good to see him like coming into spring training and then we get the report of the injury. But if this would have been last year or the last 5 years, would they've even told us about it, or would they've just hidden it and then been like, you know what, he's just kind of hanging out in the clubhouse for right now. Maybe he's doing some stretches. We'll get him on the mound later. Don't worry about it. But they're actually being a little bit upfront about it, which I do definitely appreciate. So I'm hoping that with the whole training staff, the whole medical staff turning over, this is going to be a little bit of a revelation compared to what we've seen in the past. So hopefully they're going to be able to rehab whatever he's got going on. Like you're saying, he's throwing on flat ground, but we'll get him on the mound. I think he'll be ready to go for opening day.
Dude, it's not working.
All right, I'll go ahead. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean,
there it goes.
Just kind of.
It would unclick from mute.
Oh well. You have to excuse PK. He's a little rusty. Like he needs to do spring training of podcasting here to kind of get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I will say that, I know that, pitchers and catchers reported yesterday, but I will say it's very refreshing to see almost that entire team reporting the spring. I mean, Christian Walker was there, Correa was there.
Yep.
I know that obviously Hunter Brown's going to be there. I've been seeing the videos all over X of Imai doing his bullpen sessions. I mean, so like it's definitely like a very encouraging thing to see these guys that maybe they recognize this, they didn't have the season that they had last season, so it's like, hey, well, let's just go to work early, let's get this thing going. And so of course I think they interviewed Christian Walker and asked him about the whole situation, and pretty much he said, yeah, I'm here to be the everyday first baseman. I understand the baseball side of business where he could get traded, he may not get traded, but apparently he's not about that platooning at first base life.
Yeah, that's going to be something that we have to watch out. We've been talking about that like all freaking off season, right? With all the rumors about Paredes possibly getting moved and potential suitors that were lining up for him. I know that I read something right before we went on that he's lost like 10 to 12 pounds. He's slimmed down, right? He's going to try something a little bit different with his stance. He's going to start he's going to go with like a toe tap at the beginning of of him getting into his swing. So he's gonna be working on that during the spring. So I mean, he finished the season off really strong, right? I mean, we've talked about that till we're blue in the face. And you hope that coming into this season, he can continue just progressing, for a longer period of time than he was, because he was very streaky over the season, right? So a couple things for him to tinker with. He did say he wants to be here, right? He wants to win a championship here. I just think that, you can't just take these at bats away from guys like Paredes or Walker. I mean, you can't just sit there. I mean, platoon these guys. These guys are too good of athletes, too good of hitters, to be platooning. And at some point, if you're platooning so much, then you're losing the rhythm of playing every day of your, a little bit of timing, stuff like that. So it's still interesting to see what's going to happen if Paredes, stays, or what they see with Walker at first base. I mean, you can't really move Walker. We talked about that because of his contract, right? Paredes has the highest value. But man, again, you on paper, when you put all these guys on paper, it looks like a damn good lineup.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And I'll tell you, the one thing that was kind of shocking when I saw the first interview with Walker is he's got a full beard. And that's the first time I've ever seen it with that. I was not expecting that by any means, but yeah, no, I really like the positivity out of him. And, that's what you want to see. You want to see him not only, reporting, but reporting early, coming in, trying to get his work in, especially after the season he had last year. And I love the attitude he's got coming in. I'm telling you guys, I am fired up for spring training. I am fired up for baseball all the way around and cannot wait to see what this ends up turning into.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm excited to see Imai pitch. That's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how some of the other starting pitchers come back, and you've got guys that had kind of breakout seasons that you kind of want to see how they make the adjustments for year two. I know the Astros have put a lot into Zach Cole. I mean, so and I know that he definitely excited a lot of people. I mean, but still, to kind of reel yourself in. I mean, what did he have, like 30 something at bats?
Yeah.
Now they were 30 something really good at bats. I mean, it's a really good start to his season. Unfortunately, by the time he got called up, I think there was like maybe a week and some change left in the season. I mean, so I'd really like to see now that other teams have tape on him, how he's going to make the adjustments. Cause that's one of the things that Cam Smith's going to have to do. He got off to a really hot first start of the season last year. And then, like I said, the pitchers, the other teams made adjustments to him. And, like a lot of young players in their first season, have to make the adjustments to the adjustments. I mean, so, yeah, I mean, like, I'm super excited again. I'm glad that, I just wish, PK, you said something about the lineups. I mean, I think there is a universe where Paredes and Walker on the Astros can work. I mean, this is going to be a lot of like maybe it's one day Paredes is at third, the second day he's at second base. The third day he's at shortstop. I mean, or not shortstop, but first base. Now it's going to be a lot of inconsistency in the lineup as far as like you're not going to have a set lineup. But I mean, you kind of got to do what you got to do. I mean, like, like I said, everybody and their grandma, beat to death all of these potential trades with Boston. Now that fell through with them trading for that kid from Milwaukee. The latest rumor is they're talking to Pittsburgh for Joey Bart. And a lot of people lost their mind because they're, a bunch of haters trying to talk about how much you want to bet Dana Brown's going to trade Paredes for Joey Bart, which he's not. I mean, so like there's a lot of, I mean, like then we're going to see kids that we've never seen before, numbers 96 and, 81, guys that, we'll be paying attention to that'll probably start the season off in AAA and AA. We'll see Ethan Petco. We'll see, Miguel Uola. We'll see these kids that are going to start down in AAA that are just going to be waiting in the wings if, something unfortunate is to happen, which hopefully, I mean, with all the injuries that we've had in the last, 3 seasons since 23, 24, and 25, hopefully, we've paid our injury dues and then, maybe we can have a pretty healthy season going forward. But again, the main, we'll probably repeat this once the games actually start as far as the spring training games. I mean, but the main goal of spring training is get your work in and get the hell out of Florida healthy. That's it. That's
Amen.
it.
Well, there was something that I heard on the radio today. I think it was actually Espada was talking about kind of what the plan is for spring with the, specific groups of guys, right? From middle infielders to the corners to your outfielders, where they're going to be kind of load managing these guys during spring training, right? They're going to have smaller groups of guys out on the field working on their specific drills, so that it's not so, just so that there's not so many players on the field to where you can't get the ample reps that they need to get. So there was already talk about some, taking it easy, giving these guys some day off, right? We got, the older guys. But Chris, you're right. It's work on something that you're, working on in the off season. Come implement that into live pitching, whether it's from your guys or once you get into the games. Nail down if you're going to take this into the regular season and then leave Florida freaking healthy. I mean, that's like, that is the goal. Like 100% is leave Florida freaking healthy, and get back on this path that Astros deserve to be on it. But look, I mean, we're going to talk about at some point during spring. I mean, look, Seattle's got a little squad now. They got a pretty damn good squad. I mean, we saw it last year. So Astros have to get out of spring healthy and then reclaim their place on this AL West this season.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but like, I mean, I know Seattle's gotten better, but I still think that this team, and I'm sure that, here in about a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month from now, we'll do our, multi-award winning preseason picks for divisions.
Don't take our picks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I think as long as is this team can stay healthy, I think if Javier can get back to Javier form, which, I mean, he's coming off of Tommy John. I think Imai is the real deal. I think Hunter Brown's the real deal as well. I mean, so I think that top three, can rival any other top three. And I think as long as the offense gets back to where they were, and maybe like I said, maybe this new hitting regime will, get the hitters back to where they were a couple of years ago. I think we're just as good as any team in the American League. Not to mention, I mean, like we have the postseason experience that a lot of these teams don't have. I mean, the Mariners, outside of that one series they played against Houston in 2022, that's the last time they've seen postseason baseball since like 1843. I mean, so Toronto's made some signings. They've also lost some key players. I mean, Texas, I don't mean like, do we take Texas serious? Do we not? I mean, the Angels are the Angels. And in Oakland / Las Vegas / Sacramento, I mean, that's a good young team, but I mean, I think pitching wise, they're still not there. I mean, so I think the West is wide open, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are looking at what Seattle has done, and they're basically crowning them the preseason West Division champions, and that's fine. Let them have the preseason rankings, but I mean, like I think they're just as good as any team in the American League. All dependent if they can stay healthy, and these bats return to what they usually do. I mean, you got to have Jordan for more than 48 games. The more we've talked about Christian Walker, the more I've jumped on I want to see him bounce back and, basically prove why we gave him 21 million. And I think he will. Like I'm at the point now where I think he will. The tricky thing is, how do you find at bats almost every day for Paredes? So I'm also interested to see how Bryce Matthews is going to handle, taking reps in center field. I mean, because there's that too. So I'm also kind of interested to see how this Nick Allen kid's going to look. Like I know, I think he hit 220 something last season. Maybe he put something together now that he's on a playoff contender team. Because by the time he went to Atlanta, he was Atlanta last year. That's right. Yeah. I mean, they were kind of up and down. Like injuries kind of derailed their season as well. I mean, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm at the point where like it's spring, anything is possible. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna change my name to Optimistic, Chris. We'll see.
No, it has to stay Homer, Chris. Has to.
Well, we started off the show with talking about Hader's injury, and then I know there were a couple others that were reported. I saw De Los Santos. He was injured coming out, and there's a lot of teams that have these injuries coming out. But PK, do you remember who else you saw other than Hader, De Los Santos, and who else did they give us updates on?
So De Los Santos has a knee, right knee strain, and then Yiner's got a foot injury.
That's right.
But he was back catching. I mean, they
said he was catching Amai today, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So he still caught the bullpen for Amai, and it's like I think his is very minor. I think they were saying the only thing they didn't have him was like running full speed in his programs or whatever. But other than that, I mean, he's still hitting, he's still catching, so he's going to be fine. We've got some little ticky tack injuries, but if you go and you look on Bleacher Report, or if you look on any of the sports apps or whatever and look at the MLB injuries when these guys are now starting to report, the one thing that drives me crazy is I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's like 3 major dudes with hamate bone injuries or broken hamate bones. It's crazy the other injuries that these teams are just now having pop up or they're reporting just because these guys are reporting spring training. So, I feel like we've got a couple of bumps and bruises, but at the same time, I mean, we don't have the issues that we had last year, at least if they're being truthful about everything. And we don't have a lot of the issues that some of these other teams are having. I mean, they're reporting all over the place where there's guys that aren't going to make the, opening day roster, or they're not going to make, this, or they're starting the season on the 60-day DL, stuff like that. So, or IL, excuse me. But anyway, I do feel really good about all the stuff that came out media wise, as far as injuries were concerned. It seemed pretty minor. I think the Hader one is a little bit concerning, but other than that, I think these guys are going to be just fine going in there. They just need to, stretch it out and go from there.
Well, you got 3 guys playing for WBC teams, right? There's 3 of them. It's Yiner, DeZenzo, and Whitcomb.
I thought Pena.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
Pena too.
Pena.
So yeah, so you got 4 guys going to WBC. I mean, look, it's more at bats for DeZenzo, right? Like we talked about last year, like he played winter ball and like killed it during winter ball. You know, we're really looking forward for him, you know, starting last season, but he got hurt. Didn't see much of him. I mean, like from a selfish perspective, I would prefer no Astro play in the WBC. Like not a one. I get it. You want to play for your country. I understand that. But from a selfish perspective, just stay in West Palm Beach for me.
Yeah, and I'd like to see what DeZenzo can do as well. I mean, like, you know, you just said DeZenzo was off to a hot start in the winter leagues last year, then he got hurt. I mean, so I think that's another sneaky guy that, you know, he can come off a hot spring. Hopefully that carries over, or I guess now a hot WBC. Hopefully that carries over. I mean, it's like I think this is going to be the year of the guy that nobody expects, whether that's, you know, I don't want to say Cam Smith. I mean, but like everyone's going to point towards Jordan if he's healthy. Everyone's going to point towards Christian Walker. I think it's going to be one of these younger guys that maybe was hurt last year, like DeZenzo, that's going to come out, and maybe we'll see it on the offensive side, or we've been seeing it on the pitching side the last few years, where it's been a pitcher that's come out of nowhere and like held down the rotation. Or last year, the 7 pitcher that came out kind of held down the rotation. Guys like Jason Alexander, you know, it's like who the hell is this guy? Now he's a staple in our pitching staff. So I'm gonna, like I said, I think it's gonna be one of these younger kids, maybe on the offensive side, whether that's DeZenzo, maybe Shea Whitcomb, maybe it's Zach Cole. Maybe Zach Cole capitalizes on his hot start last season. But I mean, yeah, I would like to see. You know, I'm okay with DeZenzo going to WBC and doing like I said, 'cause I think he's going to be their starting left fielder. I mean, so that's every day at bat for him. And then the WBC should be over by like what? I think it's only like 2 weeks long, like maybe 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not long.
And then he'll rejoin the Astros or something. Yeah, I mean, so like it's not like it's going to be the entirety of it. But yeah, I mean, like Pena, I'm just like, I mean, I get it. I mean, honestly, like I really don't care if they play. It's just the last time we had somebody play left a bad taste in the mouth with Altuve, you know, with the hand issue. So, I mean, it's cool, whatever. I'm glad. Like, I will say again, man, like this kid, Imai, man, he just impresses the hell out of me every time. Like, because they asked him, you can play for Japan. He's like, no, I'm going to go to Astros camp and I'm focused on, you know, helping that team win. And it's just like, man, I got nothing bad. Nothing bad to say about the guy. Everything, he has checked every single box. I just hope that the pitching translates to like quadruple check that box.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Go ahead.
But the other thing I was going to say is like,
you're muted.
Oh, can you guys not hear me?
I got you.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I was going to say the other one that I was going to say is I want to see Cesar Salazar come out and have a really good spring training, because one of the things that we're really, you know, needing right now is that backup catcher. So I think there's still probably going to be a move or two made while we're in spring. But at the same time, I honestly, man, that's the one guy that I want to see build on his Caribbean League winter ball is Cesar Salazar coming out and doing that. We all know he can do it from a defensive standpoint, but get that back going, man. Get it going, and let's see what happens. And like Chris was saying, it's fun to watch some of these young kids get out there and knock it around. So we'll see what happens, but that's as far as I've got right now.
Yeah, I got a question for y'all. I was thinking about this while we were talking about it. Y'all were talking about DeZenzo. Could Yordan Alvarez win comeback player of the year this year if he stays healthy and puts up numbers that we expect him to? Would that be something that he could win? I mean, he played 48 games and he was hurt all season.
I'll take that while Chris is working on his audio thing. You know what? I'm telling you, man, if he could actually play almost a full season, I don't think he's not only getting like comeback player of the year, but I think we'll see him a little bit in left field too. And, you know, we've talked about kind of getting those spots on the infield for, you know, Paredes, Walker, and, you know, who's going to play where and yada, yada, yada. If we can like put him out in a left field, just go hang out, catch some pop flies every now and again without, you know, hurting his knees or his hands or his wrists or God knows what else. then I think that's going to help out too. But I'm telling you, you get a healthy Alvarez, and this guy's actually getting locked in as far as like pitching is concerned. Yeah, forget about it. I mean, not only comeback player of the year, I think he's got a shot at being the MVP of the league as well. So, you never know what's going to happen with that. But I'm telling you, he's got the potential to hit 315, 320, 40 plus bombs, have 100 plus RBIs. I mean, if he is indeed healthy. So that's what we're going to hope for the entire season.
Yeah, that's what I was I'm glad you brought it up, because if he has that monster season that we expect him to have, right, that he's capable of having when he's fully healthy, I think he ends up leaving that comeback player of the year category and puts his hat in that AL MVP race, right? So a healthy Yordan in this lineup provides so much protection for the guys, in that lineup. I mean, it's like in 22, like who are you going to pitch to? Like who are you? Bregman, Alvarez, Tucker, right? You had to pick your poison, right? So having Alvarez in that lineup, it's your lefty at bat, power bat, captain clutch, right? And you just pray to God that he stays healthy all season. The left field thing, the left field thing for me is I prefer to have him in left field at home, right? Because it's a small left field. You know what I mean? DH on the road at the bigger parks, which is basically every other park besides Fenway.
Totally agree.
But stick him out in left, when you're home. Which gives you the opportunity to get Walker as a DH or Paredes or Altuve, whoever it is, right? You got 2-3 other guys that can be a DH while Alvarez is out in left field. So, Chris, you got your audio back, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I'm good to go now.
Go.
I fixed myself.
So what do you think? What do you think about the comeback player of the year or if he has a season like we expect into the AL MVP race?
Oh, that's going to be tough. I mean, I as of right now, a comeback player, I mean, there's only person, I think there's only really one person that really qualifies for it, only because he was hurt for so much of last season. That would have to be Yordan. I do think Christian Walker can be a candidate for it. And like I said, the fact that he's at camp early definitely shows that, like he wants to get better. He wants to prove to not just himself, but not just to the upper brass in Houston, but he wants to show that it looks like he wants to prove to the players that, listen, y'all didn't waste $21 million, bringing me on board. I mean, so, but again, I mean, I'm going to go for the easy layup. It's got to be Yordan. I mean, if Yordan can stay healthy and he can give you at the bare minimum 140 games, I think again, I'm waiting to, I'm waiting on this season where he's going to surpass 45 home runs.
Yeah,
he's got the potential to do it. He's got the power to do it. I mean, so like, it's just, we're waiting for that to come to fruition. Hopefully this is the season that they just say, listen, bro, cool story. Enjoy DH. You're never seeing left field again. Or pick up a first baseman mitt and go platoon with Christian Walker. But I'm good with it, man. Let him stay a DH. I mean, you have kids with younger legs like Zach Cole, Jesus Sanchez. I mean, I'm sure that you've got guys up and coming. Just, I don't think there's a reason to put him in left field. I mean, even at home. I mean, maybe like once every 15 games, maybe put him at left field. I mean, but if it was me, I would keep him a DH.
Yeah, I mean, look, like on those Wednesday day games, you're going to have, a lineup swap for sure.
The Dusty Baker getaway lineup.
The getaway lineup, you're going to have that on those 1:00 games, on Wednesday afternoon. So, yeah, I agree. I think kind of like the minimum amount of times you have to put him out in the field would be ideal, right? I mean, you need his bat more than you need his glove. I mean, dude, you put him out there, dude, he still has a cannon. We've seen him hose guys all over the field, right? So we know the guy can play, but it's the legs, it's the knees, right? And his bat's more valuable than it is the glove. So one last passing thought. Chris is super pumped about this.
Oh boy.
But they released the spring training hats.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. Yeah.
So
and
first
I was kind of honestly, I'm not gonna lie. when I first saw it, I think I'm gonna be super duper biased because I'm going to spring training. So it's like I'm trying to pump it up probably more than I would have, just so I feel justified for buying the hat. I don't hate the hat. I don't think it's. I mean, I get the whole grapefruit and the thing. I don't get the plants and whatever it is on the front. I think the 26 on the side. I think it's the way they chose the numbers makes it very hard to read. With that all being said, I'll probably buy it.
He'll have one when he gets back from Florida, is what he's saying.
I will. That's a very true statement.
Braz, what do you think?
Do you guys want me to show it? It's not my favorite. I will say one thing: it's better than the orange and sherbet combo that they've rolled out the last couple of years. But it's it wasn't exactly my favorite. And just I'm going to show it to you guys real quick if I can share my screen. Can I do that? Yes, I can.
You can do anything you put your heart to. Yes, you
All
can.
Right. So there it is. Let's see. All right.
There we go.
Well, that's assuming I can figure that out. There it is.
Right.
All right. So that's
Good
the
job.
hat.
See, man?
I think the logo, like over there on the side, is cool. But yeah, it's like road cone orange. It's not like Astros orange. That's the only thing that drives me nuts about it.
But see, I don't
I'll
hate
say
it.
it's a drastic improvement.
Yes, it is an improvement over the creamsicle.
Good.
However, I will say this. I don't hate the grapefruit, or whether I'm assuming that's a grapefruit because it would make sense. Although it could make sense if it was an orange too, because it's Florida.
Yeah.
I don't like the only thing that throws it off is the little plant stuff that's next to the grapefruit / orange. The side logo with the palm tree, I wish they used a different like letter font. But it doesn't matter because I'll come home wearing one and I'll hype it up as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I think I could go without the. I could go without the plant thing on the H in the front. If that for me, if that was removed, I'm buying that hat. I mean, but that but I think it's definitely better than the orange sherbet that they rolled out. Right, we're getting better. Right, Chris found the magical hat from 2 years ago.
I told you, yeah.
I think he just Google searched it. I don't think it's for sale. But,
it's not for sale. I did have to Google search it. Yes.
Okay.
And I found it on like page like 19.
Yeah.
If I would have went one more page, I would have been on the black market. Yeah. It was way back there.
But yeah, no, we're good. We'll see the hat up close and personal when Chris comes back from Florida in a few weeks. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. It's glad to be back on the show. I figured out how to work my computer. It's been so long of being on the damn podcast. So thanks for the patience. But we'll be back on Sunday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I think it's going to be pretty crappy weather on Saturday, I think, isn't it? Just rain all day.
Yeah, of course, because we have practice on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will be at another volleyball tournament all weekend, so I'll be indoors, so it won't matter. But look, this is the Juicebox Heroes podcast. I'm your host, PK. Homer Chris, Sweet B Bones Bryles. We'll talk to you guys in a couple days.
Book 'em. Stay dry
Yes,
for
sir.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, sir.